Capricorn, 5 key dates, 5 key points, 5 key astrological aspects. This is for the sun in Capricorn or for the ascendant. And this is for you to understand everything about the main astrological energies for the month of July 2023. So let's begin, Capricorn. Well, at the beginning of the month, for point 1, we have 2 little things going on. Well, one is quite big, actually, because one's a full moon in your sign. But I'll come to that in a minute, because I want to talk about the day before, July the 2nd. Because one of the big features for you this month is your 8th house, Leo. There's a lot going on in this part of your chart. Now remember, the 8th house is about other people's money. It's about joint finance. It's about transformation. It's about beginnings and endings and that nature of things, pensions, investments, anything of that nature. You've got Venus here. Venus, the planet of love and relationship, is also about money and finance, also about value and self-worth. Now, on the 2nd, it's making a square, which is hard and challenging, to my big outer boy, Uranus, our planet of shocks, the unexpected, just what we didn't see coming, anything like that. And you've got Uranus in Taurus in your 5th house. Now, the 5th house, of course, is the part of your chart to do with creativity. It can be children. It can be anything that is to do with sort of entertainment and the arts. Because zodiac-wise, it's a Leo house. So it's interesting that it's the 8th house, which is Leo, making this square to Taurus in the 5th, which is kind of like a Leo house. So it's just interesting. So how is this going to play out for you? Because this is kind of some kind of hiccup or just temporary disruption in your plans, in what you're trying to do, I think financially, whether you're trying to save money, put it into investments. And you know, on one level, because of what may or may not be going on in the world at this time, we could see some more volatility and fluctuation in the world economy, which will be making everybody very hesitant and nervous about spending. So if you've been thinking about buying some luxury item, which is not terribly typically Capricorn, you might want to think twice. Otherwise, that Venus in Leo might bring a little bit more to the bill than you'd expected. But let's look at what else we've got going on, because on the 3rd, the day after, we have the full moon in your sign, Capricorn. This is in your sign. And even though this happens more or less once a year, sometimes it's 13 months, 12 months, 11 months, it depends on, I've probably got all my lunation calendars wrong, but you know the general feeling of what I'm trying to say. So you've got a full moon in your sign. Now, full moons, of course, are about closure, endings, things just not being there anymore. But what do you want to complete that you would really actually feel very good with this energy of the 3rd? Because maybe you've been working on something, working hard on something that finally is coming to a conclusion. So finally, maybe you're actually feeling a sense of relief, that you can sit back and relax a bit because everything you've been working so diligently hard on is paying off. So I think this could be quite a good full moon for you, Capricorn. But let's look at point 2, because this is about the North Node on July the 12th, which is our karmic destiny. The North Node has been in your 5th house, Taurus, and it's been there for 18 months, and it's going to move into Aries, which is your 4th house. So there's something here about this shift in energy from fixed to cardinal. Remember, you're a cardinal sign, And this makes the nodes and destiny a little bit more proactive, because the South Node will be in Libra in your 10th house. So you've got this kind of shift from Aries to Libra with the South Node in your 10th house, North Node in your house of home and family. Let's just look at that 10th house about career. You might find, whether you're employed or not, that you get offered something that somebody has kind of spotted you from afar from some time and comes back and offers you something. Or an old job might come back. Somebody might offer you something that you've sort of just given up on or left. So there's something of that nature of energy around, but I certainly think there will be a significant change if you're still working, in your working status. I think that will change over the next 18 months. And also your home life is going to change. And I think you're making changes at home that feel somehow destined and right and very important and quite powerful. So it's interesting energy for you. But let's move on to point 3, which is the 17th of July. Now, once again, we have 2 energies that I want to talk about. One is about our planet of communication, Mercury, which is in Leo. You see, Leo is actually quite prominent this month. And this is your 8th house of joint finance or joint investments. Mercury is about communication. Jupiter, our big planet of luck, opportunity, and expansion, is in your 5th house. I think, this is the part of your chart which is Taurus. You're into buying luxury items. This isn't like you, Capricorn. You're usually very kind of frugal and careful with your money, but you're just feeling that urge to splash out. Just watch it on the 17th, that you don't commit yourself to something that you later live to regret. So just be mindful of that. Also on the 17th, we have the new moon in your 7th house, Cancer, the part of your chart to do with your significant close relationships. This is lovely energy. And I think this breathes a breath of fresh air into any relationship that you might be in, or relationships with people that are just close to you. Really new beginnings, new start, feeling very warm and loving and nurtured. And also, if you're single and looking, this can bring the opportunity to meet somebody new. So that's always around with this kind of energy. So let's go to point 4, which is July 23rd. And once again, we return to that 8th house, Leo, again, the house of transformation, of other people's money. Venus, our planet of finance and love and relationship and value, goes retrograde. Now, it's retrograde till September, and it doesn't enter Virgo until October, and that's your 9th house of travel. So what is Venus retrograde going to mean for you in this part of your chart to do with finance? Well, I think it's quite good, because I think if you've been careful and prudent with your finances and you've been saving a bit, this Venus retrograde is going to help you revisit, relook, redo your financial kind of setup and look at how you can tweak it to a slightly more better form or system for where you are now. So you've got kind of like a couple of months to do that. And some people also get worried about Venus retrograde, and it really doesn't apply to you, Capricorn. And it doesn't really apply to any of the signs in any big sort of sense. But they get worried that it means a relationship is breaking up because Venus is retrograde. It doesn't have to mean that at all. The only sign it could loosely kind of even apply to is Aquarius. But it would only be in the sense that maybe they need a break and maybe they need time out to go back and look at things again. But let's come back to you, Capricorn, because this retrograde, I think, is really quite helpful for you. It's going to help you balance your books. You know, if you've been a bit concerned because you've been overspending, it's just going to get things back in balance, and you're going to feel in a good, strong, firm position again. Now let's go on to point 5. And this is July 23rd also, but it's in the 4th house, which is Aries. This, of course, is your home and family. Now you've got Chiron here. Chiron, our centaur, our wounded healer. This has been a kind of thorn in your side about home life, home, for some time. It's almost as if there is something about being at home that there is a painful aspect to it. Maybe you live alone, and even though on some levels you like it, on another level you would like that to be different. Well, Chiron is going retrograde. So if you remember what I said about retrograde planets, redo, revisit, relook, everything. Chiron is helping you heal some of those inner wounds and maybe reflect on your status with your family, with your own personal setup. Maybe it's actually okay, whatever your personal setup is. Sometimes we're caught in this, the grass is greener. And you know what? Quite often that grass is brown and not growing very well either. And maybe the grass is greener where you are. So on that note, Capricorn, I will leave you. Thank you so much for coming for your July look at what's going on. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And please remember also to subscribe to my website, pennydix.com. Things coming soon, which will be interesting, but they're not quite ready yet. And also, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.